Imagine being stalked for years. Imagine phone calls whispering, "I'll get you," in the dead of night. Imagine coming home to find your dog strangled, your walls defaced, and threatening notes pinned to your car. Now imagine the police don't believe you. This is the terrifying, unsolved mystery of Cindy James, a case that still divides investigators and haunts true crime followers to this day. Welcome back to True Crime Vault, where we dive into the darkest and most puzzling true crime cases from around the world. Today, we unravel one of Canada's most chilling mysteries, the death of Cindy James, a nurse whose final years were consumed by fear, paranoia, and torment. Was she the victim of a sadistic stalker or the author of her own horror story? Let's find out. The beginning of the harassment. Cindy was a 44-year-old nurse and former administrator at a children's home. After separating from her husband, a psychiatrist, she began reporting terrifying incidents in 1982. Anonymous phone calls, threatening notes left on her doorstep, being followed by strangers, cut telephone wires, dead cats left in her yard. Each time she called the police. Over the years, she would make more than 100 reports. Escalation. The harassment got worse. Cindy was found with her hands tied behind her back, nylon stockings around her neck. On another occasion, she was discovered lying in a ditch, beaten and bruised. In yet another incident, she was found unconscious in her own car with black stockings tied tightly around her neck. Cindy swore she didn't do this to herself, but police began to doubt her story. On June 8, 1989, the body of 44-year-old Cindy James was found outside an abandoned house in Richmond, British Columbia. Her hands and feet were tied tightly behind her back, a nylon stocking was knotted around her throat, and a needle mark was visible on her arm. Toxicology revealed lethal doses of morphine and sedatives in her system. Her death was ruled undetermined, not clearly suicide, not clearly homicide. The mystery of Cindy James had begun 7 years earlier. In September 1982, 4 months after separating from her husband, psychiatrist Dr. Roy Makepeace, Cindy began experiencing disturbing incidents. She told friends she suspected a prowler was watching her home. Within weeks, she started receiving obscene and threatening phone calls. The first came on October 7, 1982. At times there was silence. At other times, a distorted voice. One caller whispered, "I'll get you one night, Cindy." The next day, another threat came through. "You fucking bitch, I'll get you." On October 13th, the tone turned sexually violent. "So you think calling the police will keep you safe?" "You wait. I've got my zipper open. I'm talking to my throbbing." Cindy slammed the phone down, terrified. But it was only the beginning. Her home soon came under siege. Porch lights were smashed. A rock was hurled through a window. A pillow on her bed was slashed. Neighbors reported seeing a man loitering outside, and one even saw him enter her yard. Notes began appearing too. One was pinned to her car, showing a corpse under a sheet. Another arrived at Christmas. "Merry Christmas," alongside an image of a woman with her throat slashed, stained with red ink. By January 1983, the threats turned physical. Cindy's friend discovered her lying unconscious in her backyard, a nylon stocking wound tightly around her neck. When she regained consciousness, Cindy claimed she had been dragged into the garage by 2 men. They strangled her, threatened to kill her sister, and hissed a warning, "If you tell the police, we'll kill your sister." The years that followed brought even more terror. Cindy's dog, Heidi, was found tied with rope and abused. Dead cats were left on her property. Cigarette butts not matching her brand were found in her basement. Cindy also reported strangers at her door posing as police officers. The phone calls grew darker. "You're dead, bitch. It's gonna feel good." Another message was sent to one of her co-workers. "Get rid of the big pig." In July 1984, Cindy was attacked again while walking her dog in a park. She described a bearded man in a green van with a female passenger. Hours later, she was found in a dazed state, another nylon stocking around her neck, puncture marks on her arm suggesting she had been injected with something. While she was in the hospital, staff received a chilling phone inquiry from a man asking about their security procedures. Over time, Cindy's credibility began to fracture. The RCMP grew skeptical. suggesting she might be staging the incidents herself. Yet her family and friends remained convinced she was genuinely being tormented. Despite police doubts, the threats never stopped. Notes appeared reading, "You're next, bitch." Others carried obscene drawings or cryptic greetings like "Happy Birthday," accompanied by sexually explicit photographs. By 1989, Cindy James lived in constant fear. She told her family she believed her stalker would eventually kill her. On May 25th of that year, she disappeared. 2 weeks later, her body was found. The elaborate bindings, the drugs in her system, and the nylon stocking around her neck left investigators divided. Some believe she was the victim of a